Hello students, welcome to Rayat Shikshan Samstha's ROSE project for 11th Science run by Yashwantrao Chauhan, Institute of Science, Sathara. Myself, Sharmila Shinde from Yashwantrao Chauhan, Institute of Science, Satara, which one is Autonomous College. Today we will discuss our second topic, which one is mathematical methods. See in the index. So in the index, see here, these are the units and this one is sub-unit. So units 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5 means up to the multiplication of vectors we will discuss in the previous lectures. Today we will discuss our 2.6 means introduction to calculus. So there are two branches of calculus. First one is differential calculus and the next one is integral calculus. So आज आपण या ठिकाणी 2.6 जो आहे की जो इंट्रोडक्शन टू कॅल्क्युलस आहे हा पाहणार आहोत. So calculus is the study of continuous. Continuous म्हणजे काय तर discrete नसलेला. So continuous changes in mathematics or mathematical quantities. We will study calculus in mathematics in 12th standard. Here we will learn the basics of two branches of calculus, namely differential and integral calculus. These are necessary to only understand the topics which are covered in this our textbook. From two branches of calculus, we will see first one is that is 2.6.1 differential calculus. So let us consider function y is equal to f of x. Here that x is called an independent variable and f of x, which is value of y for different values of x, and is the dependent variable. Because it gives changes with x. For example, let us see in the graph, x could be the position of a particle moving along that x-axis, and y is equal to f of x could be its velocity at that position x. So we can thus draw this graph of y against x as shown in this figure 2.12a. So let A and B be 2 points on that curve, giving the values of y at x is equal to x0 and x is equal to x0 plus delta x, where that delta x is a small increment in x. The slope of that straight line joining A and B, which is given by tan theta, is equal to delta y by delta x. As this point B will come closer to A, and if we keep making that delta x smaller and smaller, we will ultimately reach a stage when that point B will coincide with that point A. This process is taking the limit delta x going to 0, and which is written as limit of delta x tends to 0. In this limit, the line AB extended on both the sides to P and Q will become the tangent to this curve at point A, that is at x is equal to x0. In this limit, both delta x and delta y will go to 0. Means when two quantities tend to 0, their ratio need not go to 0. In fact, slope of that tangent PQ becomes limit of delta x tends to 0 delta y by delta x. Means limit of delta x tends to 0 becomes the slope of the tangent, which is shown by this PQ in this figure or in this graph. So this is written as dy by dx at x is equal to x0. Thus by taking this equation, dy by dx up to the x is equal to x0 is equal to limit of delta x tends to 0. Here dy by dx means the dd या ठिकाणी पहा dy by dx is equal to काय म्हटलेलं आहे की limit of delta x tends to 0. म्हणजे this is equation by the d by dx of x. So या ठिकाणी limit of y plus delta y minus y upon delta x म्हणजेच या ठिकाणी df of x by ds means x is equal to x0, limit of is equal to limit of delta x tends to 0, f of x0 plus delta x minus f of x0 upon delta x. So we can drop the subscript 0 and write a general formula which will be valid for all values of x. Means dy by dx is equal to limit of delta x tends to 0, f of x plus delta x minus f of x upon delta x is equal to df of x upon dx. So in 12th standard, we will also learn about the properties of the derivatives and how to find the derivatives of different functions. Here we will just list the properties as well as we need them in the chapter. So dy by dx हा जो आहे that dy by dx is called as a derivative. So dy by dx is called derivative of y with respect to x, म्हणजेच which is the rate of change of y with respect to change in x, and the process of finding the derivative is called differentiation. So let f1x and f2x be two different functions of x and let s be a constant. Then some of the properties of differentiation are, see, first one is d dx of s f of x is equal to s d dx of f of x. So next one is d dx of f1 of x plus f2 of x is equal to d dx of f1 x plus d dx of f2 x. Then third one is d dx of f1 of x into f2 of x is equal to f1 of x into d dx of f2 x plus f2 x d dx of f1 x. Then fourth one is d dx of f1 by f2 means f1 of x upon f2 x is equal to 1 of f2 f of x d dx of f1 x minus f1 x upon f2 square x into df2 x upon means d dx of f2 x. Okay, then last one is if x depends on time, another variable t then becomes d dt of f of x is equal to d dx of f of x into dx by dt. And then last one is d dx of f of g of x is equal to f dash g of x into g dash x, where f dash g of x is equal to df by dz, or dy by dx is equal to dy by dv into dv by dx. And the derivative of simple functions of x are nothing but, first one is d dx of x raised to n is equal to n into x raised to n minus 1. Second one is d dx of e raised to x is equal to e raised to x, and d dx of e raised to ax is equal to a into e raised to ax. Third one is d dx of ln x is equal to 1 by x. Then fourth one is d dx of sine of x is equal to cos of x. Then fifth one is d dx of cos x is equal to minus sine of x. Sixth one is d dx of tan x is equal to sec square x. Seventh one is d dx of cot x is equal to minus cosec square x. Eighth one is d dx of sec x is equal to tan x sec x. And the ninth one is d dx of cosec x is equal to minus cosec x into cot x. ओके, सो या ज्या सगळ्या प्रॉपर्टीज आहेत त्या सगळ्या आपल्याला 12वी मध्ये मॅथ्स मध्ये पाहायच्या आहेत. पण आता फक्त आपल्याला ओळख व्हावी की ज्याचा यूज या ठिकाणी आपल्याला 12th स्टँडर्ड मध्ये फिजिक्स मध्ये, 11th स्टँडर्ड मध्ये फिजिक्स मध्ये या इंटिग्रेशन आणि डेरिव्हेटिव्हचा पार्ट आपल्याला या ठिकाणी काय करावा लागतो, थोडाफार यूज करावा लागतो. तर यासाठी फक्त तुम्हाला सगळ्या फॉर्म्युल्याची, सगळ्या फंक्शन्सची या ठिकाणी ओळख व्हावी म्हणून या ठिकाणी सगळे फॉर्म्युलेस, सगळे डिफरन्शियल इक्वेशन्स मीन्स दी प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ डेरिव्हेटिव्ह आणि इंटिग्रेशन या ठिकाणी तुम्हाला दिलेले आहे. ओके, आफ्टर डिफरन्शियल कॅल्क्युलस next second one is 2.6.2 means integral calculus. Integral calculus, which is the branch of mathematics dealing with properties of integrals and their applications. So physical integration of integral of a function f of x, that is f of x into dx, which is the area under the curve f of x versus x. So it is the reverse process of differentiation. We know how to find the area of a rectangle, triangle, etc. Let us see in this graph. We have shown this y, which is a function of x, and a and b both are being 2 points on it. So area, this area under the curve straight line from x is equal to a to x is equal to b, which is shown by this shaded area. This can be obtained as sum of the area of the rectangle ADEC, which equals to f of a into b minus a, and the area of the triangle that ABC, which equals to 1/2 b minus a into f of b minus f of a. So then in the second graph, that graph shows another function of x, we do not have a simple formula to calculate the area under this curve. So, for this calculation, we use a simple trick. We divide this area into a large number of vertical strips as shown in this graph. We assume thickness means width of each strip to be so small that it can be assumed to be a rectangle, and add the areas of these rectangles. Thus, the area under the curve which is given. So, area under the curve which is given by this equation, summation of I is equal to 1 to n delta ai, which is equals to summation of I is equal to 1 up to the n, which equals to xi minus 1 f of xi. So here n is small n, this small n, which is the number of strips, and this delta I is the area of the ith strip. So, as the strips are not really rectangle, the area calculated above is not exactly equal to the area under this curve. So, as we increases n, the sum of areas of rectangles gets closer to the actual area under this curve and becomes equal to it in the limit n tends to infinity. Thus, we can write area under the curve by also this equation, limit of n tends to infinity, summation of I is equal to 1 up to the n, xi minus 1 f of x1. So, integration helps us in getting exact area if the change in really continuous, that is, n is really infinite. So, it is represented by this equation. Integration of x is equal to a to the x is equal to b f of x dx, and it is called as a definite integral of f of x from x is equal to a to x is equal to b. Thus, integration of x is equal to a to x is equal to b, f of x dx is equal to limit of n tends to infinity, summation of I is equal to 1 to n xi minus 1 f of xi. So, the process of obtaining the integral, which is known as integration. So, we can also write f of x, which equals to integration of f of x dx. Here, this f of x, which is called as indefinite. Indefinite means without any limits on x. Integral of f of x. So, differentiation in the reverse process to that of integration. Therefore, f of x, which equals to ddx of f of x, and integration of a to b f of x dx will be equals to f of b minus f of a. So, there are the properties of integration. See, first one, integration of f1x plus f2x dx, which equals to integration of f1x dx plus integration of f2x dx. and another one is the integration of f of x dx is equals to k. Integration of f of x dx, here k is the constant. So the definite integrals of some basic functions are given as, means their definite integrals can be obtained by using this equation. Which equation? Integration of a to b f of x dx will be equals to f of b minus f of a. So from this, first one is the property integration of x raised to n dx is equal to xn plus 1 upon n plus 1. Next one, another one is integration of 1 by x dx is equal to या ठिकाणी हा जो ln x दिसतोय म्हणजेच log x to the base e असं म्हटलं जातं त्याला. Then third one is the integration of sin x dx is equal to minus cos x. Fourth one is integration of cos x dx is equal to sin x. And fifth one is integration of e raised to x dx is equal to e raised to x. So इथं या ठिकाणी हा इंटिग्रल कॅल्क्युलसचा पार्ट म्हणजेच प्रॉपर्टी आणि त्याची बेसिक इन्फॉर्मेशन जी फक्त जी आपल्याला 11वी मध्ये थोडीफार प्रमाणात जी सांगितलेली आहे ती या ठिकाणी आपण पाहिलेली आहे. सो हियर स्टॉप हियर. ओके, थँक्यू.